On the next episode of Married People's Business,
we talked to Robin and Tayo Sobomehin on why romance without finance is a darn nuisance.
Stay tuned.
I love that noise, that sound, those applause, that music. You know what that means, right?
That means we're back.
We're back with Married People's Business Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Michael Tolbert. I'm here with my beautiful wife,
Shalise Tolbert. Thank you so very much.
And we have a star-studded cast for you today. We have Tayo and Robin Sobomehin. I said that right. I got it right. I've been practicing for the last 2 weeks to get that right.
You got it.
And they are with Social Coach and Credit Repair. And today's topic, the topic of today's show is romance with no finance. Big Daddy Kane said it's a damn nuisance. But we're going to keep it clean because we Christians. So that's the only time you're going to hear me curse. All right? And that's not even a curse. Damn is not really a curse word.
But you just said it again.
Oh, man. Tayo and Robin are going to give us 3 tips, or as many tips as they want, for couples or partners that, are thinking about collaborating and starting businesses, and how to fix their credit when they go into one of the most important things in their life, which is to start a collaboration or venture. So without further ado, we're going to hit them with the applause because I did that before already. And we're going to let them introduce themselves for us.
So my name is Robin Sobomehin, and I am the founder of Social Coaching Credit Repair.
Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Tayo.
I am Olatayo Sobomehin. Everyone just calls me Tayo, co-owner of Social Coach and Credit Repair. Thanks for having us.
Well, thank you for being here. We appreciate you all. We want to make sure that part of the purpose of our podcast is to highlight successful couples and collaborators and partners. Mm-hmm. And we thought of you all as, the perfect guest for this and putting out positive images as well.
Thank you.
That's so true. And I can tell you, folks, for the people that are listening and watching, this is probably the only couple in the world that probably works out more than us.
Absolutely.
Man, is
We're going to talk about that, too.
They are in the gym more than we are. And I'm like, man, I wake up and Shalice's like, you going to the gym? I'm like, I think I'm going to go. And then I'm like, I got to get up because Tayo going to be there.
Right. So there's when we get
So, man, you like motivate me to get up and go to the gym. So.
It's all love, man. It's all love.
Leave, they still there. I'm like, what are we doing?
It's all love.
No.
Oh, man.
But let's talk a little bit about exactly the purpose of your business, Social Coaching Credit Repair. So I went to your website because, we do our research. We try to know what we're talking about a little bit.
That's true. That's true.
And I read that it said that you try to keep it simple in your approach to getting your credit repair back on track by discussing financial goals, creating a game plan, and just getting clients on the right path. Mm-hmm. So, how is it that you even got into this?
So exactly 5 years ago is when it all started. And I mean, I feel like I've told this story so much, but it's always so exciting because I didn't walk into this knowing that this would happen. But what I decided to do was, I woke up one day and realized everything I was doing, I didn't want to do anymore. Like, that was it. There was just a moment for me from the commute that I had, to what my life is going to look like. If this is my life for the next, 10 years, am I going to be happy being on the road doing this? Not a chance. Not a chance at all. So I remember I was on my way home and I called my husband. I'm like, look, I want to quit my job. And I got this great idea. And so as I'm trying to tell him, you're right, I'm on my long commute. So I'm like, I got to call him and just tell him. He's like, whoa, slow down.
He said romance with no finances.
Right.
That wasn't in the vows. That wasn't in the vows. So.
Right. He's like, no, ain't nobody quit no jobs. So I'm like, if I can match my income, meet or exceed, then I should be good. He's like, look, let's do it. And my thing was, number one, do you trust me? If you trust me, you know that I'm not gonna be one of the causes for us to,
Right.
have financial situations that we weren't expecting, right? So anyway, 6 months in, by the 6th month, my job was in my way.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm like, peace out, I'm out of here.
Awesome.
And it's been
Awesome.
on ever since. Yeah, so yeah, it was
That
kind
is
of
an
cool
awesome
too.
story.
Yeah, starting this this business with no money down. Like it was no
Wow.
money down.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
a
so
podcast
that's-
in and of itself.
Right, yeah.
Right.
We might need to change the title to like how you follow your dreams and goals and become a millionaire. And you shout out to Robin and Tayo because they part of the Millionaires Club. I gotta hit this.
Millionaires Club. We're gonna get to
Millionaires
that.
Club. Yeah, we'll get to
We'll
that.
get
I don't
to
want to
that.
talk about that.
So I wish I could have possibly seen the reaction on your face when you got that call.
Yeah, I want to see.
How was that?
How's that?
You know what? I think I was driving, and when she said that, I almost wanted to pull over. But one thing during that whole conversation, I think back to when we first met, after high school, of course, and all that stuff. When we first met, I actually had a cleaning business through, I don't want to shout out any names, but it was a franchise.
Okay.
And she used to come out and help, when some of the workers couldn't fill in, Robin would come out with me and help. So she also had a photography business when we first got together, and I used to come out and help her with the photography business. So it just made sense, the business aspect of everything, especially with everything she had going on. The trust factor was already there. So I already knew she was a hustler. We both had our 9 to 5s, but we also had the businesses on the side. So when she said I was quitting my job, it was like, whoa, wait a minute. But, I thought about it like, hey, this is Robin.
Right,
She gonna
right.
figure it out. Her favorite phrase, figure it out. So here we are.
Well, that's a wonderful testimony from a husband because I think sometimes, as business owners and as entrepreneurs, a lot of people who don't live in that world think that the arrows come from outsiders.
Right.
But a lot of the arrows come from inside. They come from family members that doubt. So it's very important to have your family members, particularly when you're married, to have your husband support because you could have killed a dream.
Yeah.
You could have said, you know what, man, you need to go to work because we got bills to pay.
Exactly.
But
we did have bills. Still have bills, but the trust factor was most definitely there. So.
But that's very important because it's very important that you support your spouse in their endeavors because if you don't do that, you could be killing a dream. You could be killing something that God has put in place for you to, do and people for you to touch. So that's very important. I applaud you for doing that, bro.
Thank you.
I applaud you for doing
appreciate
that. But I heard you say are you both from Gary, Indiana?
Yeah.
Okay, so what part, people from Gary, all we know is like what high school did you go to and what side of Gary did you come up in? So are you, you know what? I can guess. Let me see.
Get it right, Mike.
All right, Tayo. Tayo, you from the Glen Park section of Gary, Indiana.
You got it.
Yeah.
You just so partial to being apart. So.
You
All
from
right,
Glen Park as
Robin.
well?
No, I'm from the West Side, baby. I'm from the West Side.
Okay.
West Side
I
people,
grew up
we
in
like.
Glen Park. He didn't know how to stay away.
Okay.
All right, Robin, wait a minute. Robin looked like probably from like the East Side.
I thought you had it. How about Miller?
That's way east. I was right.
Yeah. Okay.
I was close.
Yeah,
That's
okay,
way
yeah,
east.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
See there? I know my Gary geography.
You look at you. You can just look at people and tell where they
We
from,
like,
what part of the
yeah,
city.
No, seriously, like Gary people, we got it's different swag from different parts of the
This
city.
is true. This is true.
I
too.
agree.
So
I agree with
with
that.
you.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
And so you went to Lew Wallace and where?
No, I went to the Wallace as well.
Oh, you went.
Yeah.
Now, how did you get to Lew Wallace all the way?
No, it's all good. Yeah.
They follow
I
me
mean,
up to
they're
see
right,
if they're catching the bus and then somebody else's address.
yeah, it wasn't my choice, but everything's happened for a reason. So
So here's a little tidbit. I grew up in Glen Park, but I went to West Side. And I know Lou Wallace's fight song, but I don't remember what side.
Wow.
That's horrible.
I actually grew up. I went to Brunswick, and we moved from Second and Tompkins, so that is considered like West Side. They call it. They used to call it the Bronx.
Yeah, the Bronx.
Back in the day.
Yep.
Yeah, Edison and all that recreation.
I can see that. You got some West Side swagger.
Just that much. That much.
Just all
That
like,
much.
I'm
This is all Glen Park
You know,
right here.
West Side, man. You know, West Side guys. It's like people in New York when they say Harlem cats got a different swagger to them. That's how the West Side.
Queens and
Got a little swag.
Just so extra. Just extra.
How did you two meet? Tell us. How did you meet?
You
Nah,
wanna
I
tell
know
the
if
story?
it's anything
Oh,
like
no, you tell the
Shalisa.
story.
Okay, I'll tell us.
So she was stalking you just like Shalisa was stalking me. I'm sure it's the same.
Wait, let me look at the
Facts.
camera.
You know.
Straight facts.
No.
So tell us this story. How did you
So we dated in high school. I was probably a junior. She was a sophomore. Ella Wallace, of course.
Okay. He said, of course.
And
There's no
then
other schools that exist.
Right,
I'll tell you,
right.
of course.
pretty much, pretty much. And you know, we did the high school thing. You know, grew up, and everybody went their separate ways. Facebook came into play, and who was it? I can't. I was talking to a mutual friend
Okay.
on Facebook, and back in them days, they had the little. Well, they still have that, the little messenger part.
Okay.
And
Oh, right.
so this young lady said, I'm actually talking to Robin right now through Messenger. So
It sounds
she
like
said,
a
I'm
DM
talking to
setup.
Tayo.
Right,
and,
right.
You know, Robin said, tell him I said hello. And
Robin Slick. boy.
so I don't know if we exchanged numbers then. I think we exchanged numbers then. She said she'd be in town. You know, next thing, you know.
No. This
She
is part of
came,
your
next thing she came by the house, and we've been a couple ever since. So
All right, Robin. What's the version?
That's it.
The only
What's your
little part
version?
that he's missing, right? My friend was like, it was like a tile spotting. She goes, I saw your ex. He's looking really good. I said, is that a fact? Okay, so
I don't
reached
remember
out.
none of that.
I said, my friend said that you was looking nice, so I want to see what all that's about. So I'll be in town.
Wow.
I'm gonna come check you out. And so we've been together ever since. So
Look at that.
Robin is a woman that knows what she wants.
I mean, you
She
know,
just told him
I'm
where to
like,
be.
yeah.
She gonna be there to check you out. Tayo was there. No
True
questions
story.
That's right, and it's been on ever since.
asked. So how long? How long have you been together?
Man,
I say it's
12 years now.
yeah,
Oh,
11,
wow.
12 years now.
Okay.
Yep. 11, 12 years now.
Wow, that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Sound like y'all got the similar stories.
Man, this chick is
Oh,
jocking me
this
so
chick.
hard.
This chick was
Jock-
jocking.
Tayo.
Wow.
We was talking about Big Daddy Kane, so I had to throw
Okay,
back. I had to use
okay.
my 90s lingo. She
Wait,
was jocking me.
I'm gonna do a look in the camera again.
She was jocking me so hard, Tayo. I'm telling you, man.
Look, he
It
is.
happens. It happens. It happens.
I let him have the stories 'cause he did a wonderful job in courting me and proposing and stuff that we'll talk about later. So I let him tell whatever story he likes to tell
Right.
about me stalking him.
So tell us about the business. So why, what was it about the credit repair business that attracted both of you to it? Because there are a lot of businesses out there.
Yeah.
So why this business?
My thing was I want to do something that honestly is helping other people.
Okay.
And what was it that I was able to get out of, and so credit just kept coming back. For a long time as an adult, I mean, I didn't have the true idea of what credit was about, and just to not know. And then once you understand credit, it's a whole nother ball game. It wasn't taught in our schools, definitely wasn't taught at home. So this is something that people need to know, and that's really where the whole business derived from.
So I'm gonna maybe say something that maybe the viewers and the listeners might be wondering, because I can tell you whenever I think about credit and going to a credit repair coach, I automatically think like, man, is there something wrong? I wonder if there's this trepidation that people have that, don't want to come see you because they automatically think that something has to be wrong with them in order for them to seek your services.
Yeah.
So how do you bridge that gap with letting people know that this is something that you don't necessarily have to be in trouble
Sure.
to seek help? So how do you bridge that? The rapport, I guess, is the word.
Right.
How do you develop that rapport to get people to get over that bridge?
You know, I think that's really what the whole business model is all about for us. You know, you want to make sure that you are not necessarily speaking to a person in a way that you've done this wrong. It's more of, let me help you understand why this is important. And let me also help you understand I've been there and I know what it feels like. So for someone to be able to relate with you different, to speak your language, and to also let you know, I'm not here to judge. Because if you knew what my credit looked like, you wouldn't be worried about it. And so just to kind of have that comfortable rapport with clients or prospective clients is so huge. And it means so much to us. And my thing is, I don't want credit to be looked at like this taboo thing, like, oh, we don't talk about it. No, we need to talk about it. You need to know what's going on, so how you can correct, the issues, or even things that you didn't even know exist. It's so important to understand the rules of credit, so that's how you play the game. And that's what I look at when I think about credit. Credit to me is a game, but you got to know the rules to play this game. And if you don't know, then you're sitting around like,
So I always love hearing like the education component to businesses, because sometimes that's something that's not thought about initially with people. They think that, oh, this person, just started this business, they're going to make money. But, in the overall sense that I think we all are just trying to help other people for the most part.
Yep.
I agree with that. And, and particularly in our community, in minority, Black and brown communities, I don't necessarily think we even understand how important credit is, and we misuse it. There are ways that you can use credit to help your situation, particularly when Shalisa and I were trying to open up our law firm. I think that we were able to get certain financing that other folks probably couldn't get because we both had strong credit scores.
Right.
So could you talk about that a little bit? Like how, first of all, why is credit important, and why do you guys, what do you focus on when you have people that are coming in to get their credit cleaned up? Where do you start first?
Man, so just number one, I want to know where you are in your credit journey, because everyone doesn't need the same thing. There are some people who just have a few hiccups, but they understand credit. So we're there to clean that up. And there's other people who seriously have no idea about credit in a whole. They don't know how to use it, or they, assume, for example, if you use a credit card, well, I can max it because the money's here and I just pay it back.
Wow.
But that's not how it works.
So they look at it like a checking account.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I never heard. Yeah, wow.
Exactly. And I mean, this is a conversation that we're having every day. This is how you use credit. And I mean, we get fussed at like, well, if I got $1,000, why can't I use it? That doesn't make sense. That's not how credit works. Really what you're doing, you're trying to show your lenders, I'm responsible, I know how to manage it, I know how, how to stay under this 30% rule, that type of thing. That's not what a lot of people understand. They can't get that concept. So,
Wow.
It's a small battle, but we're here for it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I think, you all just celebrated a milestone of 5 years,
Yes.
right? So I came to the celebration.
5 years.
5 years. Doesn't it fly by?
It does.
It does.
It does.
Yeah. And so I remember Tayo saying at first you weren't that involved. So
Correct.
what was it that got you more involved?
Man, you start seeing that money.
You know what?
Number one. He's like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. How much money we got?
So in the beginning, that is, in the beginning, I want to say she probably started off with probably about 2 clients. It was about a couple clients. I want to say less than 30 days. It was, I don't know, about 15 clients. Somewhere around 20 clients, 30 clients. It was, she couldn't do it by herself.
Okay.
There was no way. I know a little bit about credit, and we used to just talk about credit like day in, and it became the topic of discussion, whether pillow talking or, at the kitchen table, whatever the case. So I had to educate myself, reading books, listening to her. I got plenty of recordings of her actually on the phone with clients, or when we just talking and she's teaching me certain things about credit.
Oh.
So I had to educate myself just so I really just wanted to be in the background, clerical work. If I have to pitch in as far as being on the phones, I will. But it just came a time where I really had to be on the phones more than I actually like to. But, so it just came down to I just really had to educate myself and just kick in at a certain point where I knew that she couldn't handle it on her own. And at that time, we had a assistant, Danielle. So, it was one of those things where I had to pitch in.
Okay.
So.
And it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy because I'm like,
I still 5 o'clock in the morning. She's up every morning at 5 o'clock.
mm-hmm.
So I'm like Mike. I don't want to get up. I don't want to get up. So she'll come to the my side of the bed and just whisper in my ear. Get your up. So I'm up and we hitting it. So.
Well, he is actually the earlier bird in the between the two of us, and he'll go into the other room and do his morning reading at like 4 o'clock, and I'm like, close the door, turn off the light.
I'm trying to get like that. I was like every now and then, I might be up early, but she's more consistent with getting up earlier than me. So, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm trying to be more like him too. I like to hear that you said, you were recording her and you were listening and you were learning from that, and I kind of thought about how Michael has, by his actions, encouraged me with more reading and the things that he does, to educate himself so that we are better as a couple, and and it's for the family, not just individuals. So I'm glad to hear that.
So that's probably a perfect segue into our tips. So we got 3 tips we want to give the listeners and the viewers. And I think maybe the best way to go about this is just hypothetically, if Shalise and I were a client, we married, we coming to see, both of you, what would you tell us? Like, me and Shalise, we want to start a business. Her credit is messed up. My credit is perfect.
Oh,
that was true. Though. My credit was not. When we got married, we literally had the financial conversation, and I was like, "Look, look, I was trying to be fly in college. I had all kind of store credit cards, because it was the '90s. It was the '90s. I had Tommy, Nautica, everything. And Bauer, I was fly. I don't know where that stuff is now.
I wear that right now.
That's what I was doing with no job. Credit card. So I was like, look, this kind of lingered over, sir.
Right.
Here's everything on the table. You got one credit card. What we doing?
I'm very frugal, guys. I'm very frugal. Yes. So I remember the first credit card I bought, and I was driving to Indianapolis, and my car broke down.
Oh,
and my dad is like, he acted like one of these old mobsters. He don't believe in I don't want nobody to trace me, Big Brother watches. So he would always tell us, pay for everything in cash. That's what my father always told me. So I didn't have a credit card in college.
Oh.
I wouldn't get one. He wouldn't let me get one. So I'm driving to Indianapolis. My car breaks down. I don't have enough money to get it fixed.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh no. So I had a friend with me. I'm married, so it's actually my ex-girlfriend. But my wife said that, so I'm trying to kind of clean it up. But she knows this story, so I'll say, I was with my ex-girlfriend.
Your girlfriend at the time.
My girlfriend at the time, and she had a credit card. And then she was like, why don't you have a credit card? And that's how I got my first credit card, because she was able to pay for the charges for the car.
Okay.
So, hypothetical, Shalise and I, we both come to you, and we are trying to kind of get our lives right. One person has good credit, the other person has bad credit. How do you fix us? We need you to fix us. What's the first tip?
Yeah.
How do you fix us?
So one thing that I would say, one really quick tip, if you have excellent credit and yours is less than perfect, And I would say that you need to first off add her to one of your cards as an authorized user.
Okay.
Because that's going to give you a real quick boost.
We did it
Yeah.
right, baby.
Yeah.
There you go. Come here, girl.
Good job. Good job.
You was hesitant though. You was like,
I was like,
look,
man,
you
I don't
can't
know
be
about
biased,
Stans, Robin, and Tayo. I'm like,
Because
this chick
look.
right here, man. Did I make the right move?
You,
No,
oh,
she was cute though, so I
I
was
almost
just
lost
like,
my
man,
headphones on that one.
I'm just gonna have to eat.
See,
I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet.
I can't with you. So let me bring us right back here. So first, authorized users. So is an authorized user someone that has separate access or just on that same account?
So really, an authorized user is just piggybacking off of that particular account. Not the entire report, but just that particular account. So whatever your history is with that particular account is now your history. So if he's got 20 years of great credit with that account, now you do as well.
Okay.
All right, baby. There we go.
Look at you. You brought me up. I had all the XLs and the jackets and everything. Looking like New York undercover.
That's too funny. That is too
Just
funny.
watching that.
So what are the plans for your business? Where do you want to take it? You know, where do you see it? We got a dream segment.
Wait,
we got a
wait.
dream segment.
But before you get to that, though, that distinction.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about that because they balling. They balling.
As I'm joking about me trying to ball in college, there was something that occurred also with the 5-year celebration that deserves some major recognition, and I'll let you all talk about it.
Please.
And I got a question for you after you talk about it.
So, the 5-year celebration, 5 years, we finally made that millionaire status.
He's so lazy.
That's how people with money talk. They're like, yeah,
That's
you
that
know,
Glen
I'm
Park.
just- That's actually West Side, but we ain't gonna
No,
do
no,
that.
that's-
We'll say West Side
Yeah.
Glen Park. That's that West Side Glen Park thing.
So that is like phenomenal.
Yes.
And I was just about to say it deserves applause.
And it deserves a question. Can I borrow some money from y'all?
How did I know that many questions? Like, we ain't got it. No.
We cousins, ain't we, man? I think I know. I did some research and I found out we was cousins.
Hey, you never know, man. You never know.
So
No, that is so phenomenal,
Yes.
though. And I'm happy to see,
Thank you.
you know, particularly African Americans, you know, reaching that status because I don't think we highlight wealth enough in our communities. And you are an inspiration. I want you guys to know that you're an inspiration to so many. And man, don't be afraid, man. You better like let people know you got that money, you got that bread. You know, because that would inspire other people.
it is.
And I think sometimes in our community we are afraid to highlight our wealth because we're afraid that people are going to start hating on us.
Yeah.
But you know
Right.
what?
It
Let
can be
people
perceived
hate.
the wrong way.
Let people hate, but you know, you got to shine too because when you shine, then you encourage other people to shine. So kudos to you too.
Yes,
Appreciate it.
congratulations on
Appreciate
that. And as long as you got haters, that means you're doing something right.
Yeah, as long as you let me borrow $1, you're doing something right.
What you gonna do with $1? You can't do nothing.
They got it, man. They got it.
We really don't even try to facilitate that whole mindset of hate. You know,
Yeah.
we don't try to give it no thought. You
No
know,
doubt.
we understand the psychology of certain demographics. You know, it is what it is. But
Yeah.
just to facilitate it, you know, it's all love on this end.
Yeah.
And you know, like you said, this is all we're trying to do, is be an inspiration. You know, so when you see us on Facebook, Instagram, and you know, we traveling, and you know, we
Man, I
drive
think
a certain
I saw a
cars.
dolphin. I saw a dolphin
know.
in one of y'all videos. I was like, is that a goddamn? I said damn the second time. Is that a goddamn dolphin in this?
Oh, what video? I don't know what you're talking about, man.
I'm like,
It's so extra.
Oh, my-
I cannot.
is that Tayo riding the dolphin?
No, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. That wasn't me.
Oh my goodness.
Man,
He
that's
said a dolphin.
It's so
Maybe a camel.
a camel.
Not a dolphin.
I I've been dealing with this since we were 12.
Wow.
12. He has been this way, and I appreciate it. But he is
Mike's
sometimes
up
just so extra.
That's the perfect segue to our second tip. Our
yes.
second tip. What's our second tip? Michael and Shalice, we come into your office. We need help. Our credit back is back.
Right.
We good. My credit is okay. It's good. So what? Now we didn't reach the promised land. Do we stop? Do we just start spending? What do we do?
So, do you want to go?
So you came to us for a reason.
Okay.
You
All
know,
right.
it's to get your credit right. So
All right.
your credit is good. Shalice is not so good.
Well, it's better now.
Well, it's better now.
So it's better
Yeah.
now. So just going through the process, the free consultation and all that, looking at your credit reports just to see, your weak points, in regards to your credits, what we want to hone in on. So anything we can do as far as advising you, you might just need a secure card, you might have some late payments, whatever the case may be. During that consultation, we're going to lay out a game plan. Of course, we're going to work together on this game plan, but due to our expertise, we're going to lay out a game plan to get you started in the right direction.
Okay.
All right. That's tip 2, people. I hope you're listening.
Yes.
So once you get your credit back and it's restored and repaired, that's not time for you to go out and do crazy stuff.
Ball out of
Ball
control.
out.
I
No,
can't get no
please
more
don't do
Tommies.
that.
No. You got to do what got you there. You got to do what got you repaired. So there you go.
I'm just saying, I was flying tonight.
You were. And you still
We
fly,
can
man. You
still be fly with good credit. We can still be fly.
So I have a question that, we tend to try to encourage entrepreneurship. So how many African Americans are involved on this side of credit repair? Do you know? Is it something that is encouraged to get African Americans involved?
You mean in terms of opening up businesses?
Yes, opening up credit repair.
My gosh, yeah. So I don't know the numbers, but there are more, I would say, recent millionaires in this industry. This industry is just wide open right now.
Oh, wow.
It really is. And the thing is, I think what may separate different businesses is your business model.
Okay.
Are you really for the people, your customer service? Are you there for them? Are you doing what you say that you're going to do? Are you, over promising, and under delivering, that type of thing? So, but in terms of just African Americans in this industry, it's major. We've gone to different conventions and just seen a sea of black folk.
Oh, wow.
That was motivation for us.
Yeah.
Because, it wasn't because they had all this designer stuff on or whatever, even though they did, but we were just excited to see it was one millionaire after another.
Wow,
and
that
I'm
is
thinking
beautiful.
yeah, it's coming.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So how, is it a franchise? Your business a franchise?
No.
Or did you just start it in your own brand, your own name?
Oh,
Is that how you did it?
yeah.
Okay.
It's not a franchise, anything
Okay.
like that. Everything that happens in this business is just grassroots.
Oh, wow.
Started and just
So it is wide open.
Oh, it is.
It's
It
not a
absolutely-
franchise yet, though.
Yeah,
Not
I-
yet.
that is
I
something.
like that.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
yet. We've had a couple people come to us, and but not yet. Not yet.
Yeah. Eventually, I think that might be one way we're looking at it. But yeah.
Pretty cool. Okay, perfect segue. We're on our last tip, our third tip. Okay, we good. You got our credit right. You're coaching us now, so we're coming to you both on a steady basis. So what is the last and third tip that you would give a couple like Shalice and I that you've helped us along the way?
Honestly, what I would say is let's just make sure that the communication is consistent between the two. Because if you're looking to, let's say you get your credit right, you've gotten through all that part. Now you want to build a business. You got to make sure that the communication is on point. What roles are each of you going to play? What is your budgeting looking like? You know what I'm saying? So what are the goals? Is your goals money goals to say I want to save X amount of dollars before we open? That's the type of conversations that we would have. Because, to me, that's where all the magic begins. Now we done got through all that. Now we're talking about money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're talking about building this business. And again, what does that look like between this couple?
Man, we did stuff right, didn't we?
We sure did, baby. We sure did. And we still together. All right, there's a segment that we like to play with folks that come on like yourselves that give great advice and that have wonderful businesses. It's called our dream segment. So we want you to play along with us. So we want you to dream just for a moment. Let me give you the dream music. Yeah.
I like that.
All right, you in dreamland. So if you had a dream, you're dreaming. What are your dreams and aspirations for your business? Where do you see it going within the next 5 to 10 years?
We're always looking to scale. More advertising, of course.
I love the billboards, by the way.
Yes.
Commercials. So just more advertising, by any means possible. It's so much way you can advertise, so many avenues when it comes to advertising. We want to exude them all.
That's great.
We haven't found them all, but
But we found what works.
yeah, we found what works most definitely. So we just want to keep scaling.
Got a question for you. So I noticed, man, Robin be hogging these billboards though.
Yeah.
Like Shalice tried to keep me off, but you see, I be like,
You know what?
she ain't gonna keep me off. So we gonna talk after the show. We gonna have to talk about getting you on the billboards. Don't let her keep you off. Don't let her keep you off the billboards, man.
We've been talking about that. It's funny. It's funny, we got to do what works, So, you never know. You might see me on the billboard one day.
Hey, you know what? And I'm gonna be like, I had a hand.
That's right.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what? I can't take him nowhere.
That is beautiful.
I guess my last question would be, or the last thing I'd ask you all about is, so how does your business play into your family life? Your family involved in the business or passing it on or thinking about legacy with your family involved? How does all of that look?
Are we going to be honest right now?
So the kids, they tap in. Not like
No, they don't.
Not like
No, they don't. No, they don't.
they tap in every now and then.
Robin
But
being
we're
a
working
real
on
mama
that.
right now. She's like, no, they don't.
The thing is, when it comes to kids, they just don't see, they always have a handout. But as far as we have to hey, we need you to come do this. And then they'll step in and they'll do it. But on a consistent basis, we still working on that.
But that's a blessing because that's another aspect, I think, of business ownership that is really missed a lot of times in our communities is the family business aspect.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I hate is the stereotype in our community about where you can't go into business with your family. And I think that hurts us as a community because if you look at other people outside of in different communities, they in family businesses, and that's how they develop wealth. That's how they grow.
About that quite a bit. I think when it comes to that, you have to start the kids off early.
Absolutely.
I mean, and that's the difference. I want to say that's the difference in other ethnic.
That is so true.
They start them off early.
That is so true.
It's kind of hard when you're 19 and 20. People already setting their ways and stuff. You start a business, but we working on it.
They are brats. That's all it is. They're
Your
brats.
mama said that.
I'm saying it. Brats.
Man, I'd be a brat too if I was riding dolphins and had $1 million bucks. They like, shoot, daddy and mama balling. They got $1 million.
I got faith in them. They gonna come around.
They don't
They
care.
gonna come
Because
around.
I'm like, did you see that new billboard? I'm like, I don't care about your billboard.
That is funny.
So
that's. Well, I know we're winding down, but you really hit on a good point. Both of you did, and Shalice did as well. In terms of when you have kids and you're getting them off, it's a blessing to be able to be in a millionaire status. But how do you keep your kids grounded? How do you make sure? Because we came up, our parents were not millionaires, right? So now we have businesses, we're doing well, we're reaching statuses that our parents have not reached. But how do you get the same drive that we learned from not having a lot? You see what I'm saying? If that's a clear question.
Me, I think the whole thing for me is we lead by example. The kids, every last one of them, they see the work ethic.
That's right.
If it was 2 clients or 2 million clients, the work ethic is still the same. We really pride ourselves staying in that boutique phase of business, and that's just interacting with our clients, you know.
But
And
then still teaching them like real world experiences.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So, yeah. When we travel and when we take them, like, okay, we've earned first class. You have not earned first class.
And that's what I'm saying.
That's what you do too.
So you're gonna sit back there. We're gonna close the curtain.
Robin is hilarious.
We'll see you when we get there.
Robin, oh my God. You don't make
See, I wasn't even trying to go there, but okay.
I mean, that is something they should understand, right?
That
You
is
gotta
true.
work for this. It can come easy for us.
Yep. And it all comes
You know?
back to leading by example. Yeah. So
But that's a way to keep them grounded.
yeah, most definitely.
I like
I mean,
that.
at least they going on the trip.
That's
That's what
true.
I said. Yeah.
That's
Everybody
true.
can't drive a Tesla. Everybody can't, you know. So
Yeah.
That's
we
real
sometimes
talk.
struggle, you know, because we know we could do more for them, and we do.
mm-hmm.
But we still have to like make sure they understand we want to do this for you, but you still have to make sure you go out there and get it.
Oh, no doubt.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. That's hilarious.
Well, that's a
Close the curtain.
Close that curtain.
Robin, she a savage, man. Got them Puerto
She
Rican
is.
Ryan coach. Robin, you know what?
Yeah.
We gonna play the music on that one. Oh, that was a wonderful segment.
Yes.
Married People's Business. You guys were so much fun, and you dropped so many tips. Let me cut this down. Shali's giving me the music too loud face.
So tell everybody how they can find you, your business, and your social media, everything.
Yes, you know, I have to say one thing I didn't mention. So we, of course, have our credit repair business, but there's also kind of like, I want to say, spin-offs to, you know, the money that we've made. We've been able to do
Okay.
other things. So there is
Nice.
a beautiful onesie line hitting the market very soon,
Oh,
right?
Beautiful.
So
I
yeah,
like that.
all things pretty. Be looking out for that.
okay, cool.
But if you are interested or have some questions about your credit, we could be reached at 331-201-9881. And our website is My Credit Life, and that's with a Y, mycreditlife.com. All the information is there. Even if you want to sign up, you can sign up directly online.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
That's
Awesome.
great.
Thank
That
you
is,
all
yeah, we
so
appreciate you
much.
coming in. Shalice, you want to close us out?
Yes, as always, we thank our guests and appreciate your time. We wouldn't be able to do this without wonderful people like you. We thank God for blessing us to have this medium.
Amen.
And you can definitely find our podcast on our YouTube channel, Married People's Business. Subscribe, follow, and listen to us. Also on Google Podcasts, Amazon, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and I think that's all of them right now.
That's right. Keep God first. Continue to listen and tune in. Appreciate you listening. Thank you.